How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since I've made a video, and that's because I've had my finals at SCAD, and I was just moving back to my house, actually. I'm in my house now. I've gotten everything out of the dorm, so I won't be making any videos from that location again. I'm living elsewhere next year. But this is my room again, in my actual house, so I'm back for the summer, and I have a lot of things to do. One of them, which I wanted to do for a while, is make a SnapBow. Well, actually, I don't have to do that anymore, because I just did in the past 2 days. And it's this. And, I like it a lot. It's very powerful. I made a little PVC, CPVC breech for it, about as simple as it gets. It takes, like, my chainmail slugs, or whatever you want to put in it. You can stick streamlines in here too if you really want to. The seal on the breech isn't very good right now, but the seal on the actual SnapBow itself is pretty darn excellent, if I do say so myself. Yeah, and it's got a K26 under full compression. I've got those little vents back there, which I didn't even consider putting in until I saw Nam do it on another one of his videos, and then it made a lot of sense. Since I don't... I learned during the first Nerfomania, Nerfing Extravaganza War, Namne, I used Drax SnapBow, and I ended up breaking the stock off of it by accident. But in the process of that, I learned that I actually liked using it without a stock better, so I won't be putting a stock on here. I made a custom wooden handle for it, just whipped that up in a couple minutes. And I don't know if I'll stain it. I might. I don't really care. But yeah, I get full compression, as you can see through there. That's... I don't know if you actually can see it on the camera. Oh, wait. Yeah, there you go. But I really like that aspect of the vents, even more than the actual performance increase, if there really is one. Let me fire a dart real quick. Due to a little issue I had with this bushing of, as you can see, I've got 2 screws in it, and on the inside, I don't know if, oh yeah, there it is. You can actually see a little dent, or a little bump, actually, on that side. And let's see if you can see it on this side. Maybe you can see it or maybe you can't. But there's a little bump on each side underneath the screws, which I guess came from me screwing them in a little too far. I should have ground them down further. But that makes fitting things in here a little bit difficult, but not impossible. And it might hurt the seal a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. But still working out the kinks on this. This is my first SnapBow, so it's not perfect, obviously. Just stick that dart in there, push it a little further, slide that down. I put a ring of tape, E-tape there to stop the barrel right where it needs to be. And let me see. What can this camera actually see? I'll shoot at one of my suits of armor that I have hanging up. There we go. It's not getting quite the maximum ranges that SnapBows are really expected to get. I'm not exactly sure what ranges it's getting, but I mean, I'm not the best at this, so I'm still relatively new to Nerf. I'm only a couple months into it. I think I started sometime around September, August of last year. Yeah. And I really like making homemades, so it's a lot of fun. Also, I should be making another pump... Well, wait a second. Another thing about this is my hot glue is not nearly as strong as I thought it was, and that's what I've got attaching this entire foregrip area. And I'm going to have to reinforce this with some kind of bands, probably metal, and we'll screw them in there. Like one up here and 1 or 2 back here. Because this hot glue, whenever I prime it back holding the foregrip, it starts separating and getting all flimsy, and I don't like that. So this hot glue is not as strong as I thought it would be. But I like this a lot, and I'll be bringing it to Nominate 2 if I can get there. Also, another thing that I should bring to Nominate 2, is, if I can get there, is my second pump snap, which I will be building soon. I bought a piece of oak board, which I'm going to use for a stock. I'm going to make it pretty different. I'm going to make it very similar in operation to a SnapBow, except, well, it's going to look very similar, except it's going to have a wooden stock, and the pump grip is going to be made of wood as well, and it's going to be attached back here. It's going to be very, well, I don't know exactly what it's going to be. I don't really mind. I'm just redesigning it a little bit to make it a little bit more mine. And for that, I will be using a very special piece of material that I got last quarter, which is this, which is clear PVC, 1 1/4 inch interior diameter. So I'll be making the plunger tube out of this stuff, and I might make it a little bit longer than the standard SnapBow plunger tube and give it a little bit more spring. I'm not exactly sure what I might stick in there besides a K26, but I'll just have to see. And yes, commissions. I'll be getting to work on those soon, as soon as people actually start sending me money for things, because I don't really have much money as it is, and I can't buy materials to start working on things until I have money to buy materials to start working on things. I have a very limited pool of resources as it is. Well, I have some stuff. I'll be able to start, I don't remember exactly who I'm making them for, but I've got a set of barrels and stuff to make for someone and some darts, so I'll probably get working on those relatively quickly. And I've got some mail commissions as well, so I'll have to get working on those as well. And, oh! I was in my Intro to Metals and Jewelry class this past quarter, and that was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot of stuff. And I'd like to show you some of the projects I actually worked on in there. The first project is this guy. He's made of copper with a bit of a heat patina on it, regular copper, and this material is new gold, and then more copper and brass rivets. And the inscription down here in Anglo-Saxon runes, if you can read it, let's see. Oh wait, that's the beginning of it, yeah. It says, far under the misty mountains, wait, far over the misty mountains cold, sorry. Haven't read it in a while. And this is kind of a depiction of Smaug, the dragon from The Hobbit, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing when it comes out in theaters. Another project, let me see, got over here. Go. Was making copper bands and some other copper items. This is a bunch of domes that I pounded out and soldered together. Here's a bunch of channels, which I did the same thing to. And here's a couple of rings. Here's just a very simple band that I polished up real shiny and soldered that right there. You can probably see that. We made 3 of those for the project and only turned in 1, so I've actually been wearing one of the other ones for a while. We made a twisted copper wire band. I'm pretty used to twisted wire at this point. And a flat band, like that. They're all soldered, and these marks are things I did wrong. I have to actually take a look at those and see exactly what they were. One of the other projects, the third project, was sterling silver stuff, which is expensive to work with, because it's sterling silver, it's expensive. And we had to make a ring and bezel set of stone, so I made a couple of bands. I made 3, actually, and the last one was to put on the ring itself. All these black marks are Sharpie from where she circled where I could have done things better. And there's a hematite stone I set, and this is all sterling silver. This is, well, yeah. The ring is sterling, the plates here are sterling, the bezel itself that the stone is set in is actually fine silver. But then the last project was a lot of fun. She gave us 3 things to keep in mind. It had to have a fabricated element, which is basically all the stuff I just showed you: fabrication, cutting, filing, polishing, that kind of stuff. It had to have a cast element, which is pouring metal into a mold, and then it couldn't be too big. So that was relatively easy to keep in mind. And what I did was I made a mask, because I like masks. Masks I find to be a lot of fun. So here's the mask that I made. It's got copper for the shell of the whole thing. These are cast bronze. They're kind of Celtic knot things. And then around the entire thing, it has plates with more runic inscriptions, which are lyrics from an Amon Amarth song that I really like. And they say, "Don't despair, show no fear, live your life without regret in the face of a certain death." The nose is made of sculpey, which I molded around a piece of copper that fit over my nose, and then molded it to a nose shape and baked it, and then painted it with green acrylic paint, the same stuff I used on my snap pistol, actually. And I did that on these copper plates as well, painted those, and put aluminum plates in on the inside where it touches my face, so that my face won't get all copper and green colored whenever I wear it. And the straps are all chainmail, and this is copper as well. These things hook into it. I'm not going to put it on right now because it's a bit of a pain without something else to wear underneath it over my hair, because my hair gets caught in the straps a bit, naturally enough. But if I do go to Namne, I think I'll wear this for 1 or 2 rounds, because it's actually very comfortable, and I can breathe quite easily. There's a hole right where the nose is, so I can breathe through my nose perfectly, and there's plenty of room for my mouth to breathe, so it's all good. I think that is about it. I learned a huge amount in that class, and I enjoyed it a great deal. Hopefully I'll be able to continue. I'll also hopefully be able to build a forge at some point this summer, and then I'll be able to heat treat and temper this sword. I'll take the hilt off, obviously, because otherwise that would just burn away. I'll take the wood off, but I'll hopefully be able to stick this in the forge until it's red hot, and then quench it in oil to harden it, and then heat it up a bit more to a certain point, which I still have to research a little bit, and then quench it again, or let it air cool, I'm not sure which, and that'll give it a spring temper. It's not spring steel, I know that much, but better to give it a temper at least, even if it's not the right kind of steel, I think. I mean, I'm a very amateur swordsmith, and I don't know much about what I'm doing, so but yes, I'll have to get working on commissions, and I still have a few slots open, I suppose, so if any of you guys out there want me to make you something, just send me a message, and we can get that ball rolling. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great summer, and I'll be making more videos as I make more things, so I can show you more things that I make. And have a great day!